Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Ted, hanging out with the comrades here.
I'm Ryan.
Dave.
Nate.
And today we're going to bring you Dungeons & Dragons Monsters, the Rakshasa. And Nate's going to tell us what page that's on.
Oh, yeah, of course I am. It's on 257 of your monster manual.
All right, so Rakshasa, what do we think?
I think we should start off with the Rakshasa. What is it there? Right there on top of their mate.
Oh, the
Quote.
The maxim, if you will.
Yeah, the maxim. Slay me once, shame on you. Slay me twice, shame on me.
You know what that means, guys? That means these bitches are coming back.
They're coming back.
Yes.
So
they are evil reborn. They go back, when you kill them, they go back to the nine hells, hang out for a few months or years or whatever. You know,
and
whatever's convenient.
They come back and slay everything that you love.
Yes,
It's
and
like
if they
any
can't
good
find
fiend.
you, they'll kill your descendants.
they'll kill you, they'll kill your friends, they'll kill your friends' friends, they'll kill your descendants.
Whoever, if you're out of their wrath zone, then they'll just pick the next best.
Like, well, I gotta put a wrath on somebody. So
somebody's getting wrathed.
Yeah, so it just reminds me of, your father's father did this to me, so this is why I'm after you, killing everybody. You're like, oh no, it's a perfect, folk hero start.
Well, they're great.
You have to run like hell for the first 12 levels.
Yeah,
because the Rakshasa is going to eat your face.
They are a great drop-in into the campaign. Like, hey, so your great-grandfather was an adventurer, and he killed him, and now you have to deal with it. Goodbye. Good luck. Yeah.
Curse you, Grandpa!
So
you can do that to like anyone in the party of your PCs.
The Rakshasa is totally a manipulator. They're a behind the scenes type monster. You're not gonna just introduce them, put them in a stand-up fight, and have it be done, because that's just
No, probably like the mayor in town, or like the helpful noble,
The high priest.
the high priest.
Yeah, they're hanging out incognito,
They're there.
so they can munch on people whenever they feel like it, without anybody finding out.
They don't munch people. They probably munch souls.
They eat flesh. Yeah,
They're
like
the souls are wrapped in flesh. Come on, it's like bacon wrapped filet mignon.
yeah. So that's one of the terrible things about them, is that they could really be anybody, and they've got plenty of powers at will that let them figure out things, like they can detect thoughts, they have disguise self, minor illusions, they can charm people.
Forget all of that. Their claw attack, it curses you, and you can't gain any benefit from a short or a long rest until someone uses remove curse on you,
or a similar spell.
So it's like, oh, look at that. If you want to gain your spells back, forget that. You want to get your hit points back, forget that.
Well, I mean, it's a relatively low level spell, though.
Remove curse is like what, 4th or 5th?
I thought it was like
I think
third.
it's less. I think it's less.
I think it's like third, and so that puts you at 5th level to get the spell, and at 5th level you should be nowhere near fighting Rakshasas.
Which is how you say in Infernal.
Yeah, that's the abyssal pronunciation.
Yeah.
So it's still problematic, especially if this guy or his minions are currently hunting.
I would say thematically that they don't have to claw you to initiate this touch curse. So if you shook hands with them and you didn't know it was them, they could curse you.
How would you not know the hand is backwards? You're like, this is weird.
They don't have to use it in this form.
Yeah,
I know.
They can think.
I would totally, as a DM.
But I just think it's completely funny.
And maybe it's a weird feeling handshake. Like they don't actually grip your hand. It's more like this.
Oh no, the dead fish.
Well, the dead fish hand.
Can they polymorph at will too?
Yeah.
That's
they can look like anything they want.
Yeah, so they can just polymorph their hands back, right?
Yeah, they could totally do that.
No, they don't have polymorph. They have all the illusion stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, you could get somebody would get a save or something that's like, oh, that just felt weird.
Yeah. I just think you could touch somebody and give them this curse. You don't have to claw their face off or try to. Just saying.
Be like, I forgot to trim my nails today.
Yeah, sorry about that. Really
just
powerful
8
thing is they're immune to magic below sixth level and below if they feel like it.
Yes.
So I mean, it's kind of like limits what the spellcaster's going to do if he's not 11th level plus? No, 13th level plus.
Yeah.
He's not going to do anything to this creature.
So you're not banishing him until you can use a 7th level spell slot.
Yeah, and even then he gets advantage save on that banishment.
So one of the really weird, odd things I find, and this really does harken back to the early editions where you had to use like a blessed crossbow bolt or something to take them out, is they're vulnerable to piercing weapons used by a good character.
Right.
Piercing magical weapons.
It doesn't say piercing magical?
From magic weapons wielded by good characters.
Yeah, so it's very specific, and they're going to take a lot more damage for that. But and it is one of, I think right now we've got a count of 3 monsters in this freaking book that are immune to non-magic weapons, and this is one of them.
The Mummy Lord, and the Rakshasa.
And I want to say that's it, but I've said that's it. For a couple times, it's
like keep adding to that list.
Yeah, so right now the list total for us that we know of
is 3.
those 3.
But
sorry guys out there, we have not been able to memorize the entire monster manual. We're trying. We really are.
You're fired.
I'm fired. You're the one that says you didn't know.
You're
fired.
I decided it was your job though. I gave you the
when you
job.
said 2, I thought it was the Mummy Lord and the Rakshasa. You said 2.
Oh yeah.
So, I already knew.
You forgot the Tarask.
It's not that I forgot him. I was just like,
who uses a trash?
Never forget.
That's so 1980s.
Oh, but it's so cool. I'm absolutely using them in this edition. But anyway, so the Rakshasa is good as that powerful.
How many Tarask are you going to use?
Just one.
He said them.
He's plural, right?
No, he
That's
did.
plural. Yeah.
Well, it's more of like
I don't English much, but I think that was like plural.
Yeah, if you watch our videos,
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
So apparently, in his part of the world, there's a breeding pair of Tarask, and they've got little Taraskettes.
Yeah.
That
dude, it's like
is that
ducks?
like the Rockets?
No, dude, it's like ducks. It's like the horde of ducks like walking. So like the little Tarasklings like behind the Tarasks.
Are they Taraskling or Taraskettes?
Taraskettes, yeah, that's good. I like it.
Are they yummy like Triscuits?
Maybe.
Probably not.
I don't know. Put cheese on them.
They're probably sharper than Triscuits.
All right, so
this thing's really good at lying.
Yeah.
It gets +10 to deception, +8 to insight. So it's good on the knowing.
Liar, its pants are not on fire.
Yes, you just don't know.
Yeah,
You're just like that totally sounds true to me.
Mm.
This guy's absolutely telling the truth. Upright Citizen Award. Maybe he'll even get a medal from the mayor.
Maybe
he's the mayor giving the medal.
Maybe he'll become. Dude, we could do a running thing of Griffin Gaff is like the mayor is always the villain. Like so the next one, if it's not Hemsworthy, it'll
even
be
if it is Hemsworthy.
Yeah. Hemsworthy, the secret person of thieviness.
Yeah. Or Rakshasa, or that could be the third in the succession.
Yeah, you're gonna be. It's like, all right, Hemsworthy, the thief that you guys don't know he's a thief, or this guy. The Rakshasa.
And everybody votes for the Rakshasa.
Yes, choose the lesser evil or the greater.
Yeah. And they choose the Rakshasa.
2016, Rakshasa versus Hemsworthy.
Yes. Yeah, so
all right. So
positions of power are a big deal for using for this guy.
All right. So that kind of comes into the, how do we best employ or use the Rakshasa? And that's the straight
contract work. Usually best for contract work. You have them come in, do the job, and then get out. You don't have to worry about all these liabilities. But seriously, I was thinking in my head the whole time. So piercing magical weapons from good line character, I could totally see him having been banished by by like knights of certain holy order or whatever. The best way to come and get revenge against that whole holy order is to come in and become the top of the order and dismantle it from the inside. I would love to see
corrupting.
Yeah, corrupting and dismantling the church, and causing
kind of
schisms.
like Wheel of Time with the Children of Light.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I think Evron had some kind of good examples of it as well. With
I think so.
The
Silver Flame.
Yeah. So there's definitely some things you could do with that, and I like these monsters because you can really introduce these really early in your campaign, and you can really build them up as a friendly NPC or a Patreon for your party, and and really just layer it on, until finally they do get to high enough level to be like, oh, wait a minute, this is they can finally encounter the bad guy, and it's like, oh, that's the guy we've been working for the whole time. Like you could totally.
He could have been like the Pope of your world's religion, one of your world's religions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the super religious leader. He could be that guy, or a cardinal. Or something.
I wonder why he was making all these radical decrees.
The king's advisor.
Yeah.
I wonder why he outlawed all sticks in the kingdom.
No more pointy sticks. No more wielded by the knights.
Only the devil would use a pointy stick. Just saying.
Yeah. As the advisor, he starts allowing more questionable things like prostitution and gambling. So he's tries to squash morality. So tries to grow policy so it's more.
He's like the
leaning.
syntax. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, well, he's thinking, hey, the more people that are corrupt and not of like that more law and good,
a more realistic,
the less enemies you have.
Yeah, he's like, it's really obvious if I outlaw magic pointy sticks, but if there's no good people left to wield them,
exactly.
I can squash this. But no, I also love your idea of going, oh, you know what? This guy actually wrong. He actually was banished by your great grandfather. And like, what if just getting back at him isn't enough? He actually decides that, the best way to get back at him is by corrupting,
the thing he holds.
Descendant.
He holds most holy.
The name and the lineage.
Yeah. So, so you're constantly sent on these quests where you think you're doing good things, but in essence, you're really like turning to the dark side.
Your name is like a curse throughout history if you keep following the path that you're on.
And you don't really start realizing it until you have heroes trying to take you out.
Well, like, and I mean, it sets you up that you could be like become an Oathbreaker Paladin or something like that.
Something like, really cool. You go right to the dark side, and you don't even get chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, you could be setting you up to become a Death Knight, and like so your name and your lineage like keeps going on because like. Your name is forever connected to that Death Knight. Yeah.
So when you're using these guys, you wanna make sure,
think onions and layers.
Yeah, you want to think layers. You want to definitely do your prep work so that you're aware of what's going on and totally puppet master so many things. Find out how many different connections he has, how he can exploit it, and how he can be. How he can do all of this, without anyone being aware of what he is or what his actual end goal is.
I kind of feel like if by the end of the this campaign, that arc, like your players don't think you're a total jerk and aren't pissed at you did it wrong.
Yeah. Well, all right. So here's a micro GM tip, right? Like, so you might have a really cool idea that you want to see percolate throughout the campaign. If you do, don't rush it. Like, let that like simmer like 6-8 sessions in 10 sessions in before you finally smack them on the nose with it. Like, be really vague and let trickle things in super subtly and slowly. Because I feel like a lot of GMs, what they want to do is they have this really cool idea and they want to bring it to light so like the players can interact and face it. But if you do that, like you've just like you've lost the whole system.
You don't get the twist. You don't get the twist the dagger.
Yeah, no, you don't really get the twist in. So like, give like at least a half dozen sessions, if not a dozen, in before like that encounter happens.
What was the movie with Keanu Reeves and Robert De Niro, and he's the devil. And he's a lawyer. Keanu Reeves is a lawyer.
Was it like Devil's Advocate?
I think so.
Yes.
I don't remember that well. Actually.
Yeah, like that movie would be a great if you want to use one of these guys, watch that movie first and just see.
I'm gonna check out Netflix to see if that's on there.
Yeah, and see how he manipulates stuff like
that's
really dark and crazy stuff like Keanu Reeves' wife in the movie gets mentally raped by the De Niro character, but there's no physical evidence, so like her own husband, it's like, you're crazy. There's nothing happened, and there's like really crazy stuff. And these guys have that kind of power with with illusion, with all the illusion magic they have.
They've got dominate person.
Yeah,
so they can also even just like take someone and make them do something they don't want to.
Right, so they can really do some corrupting factors.
With this edition, I don't know if
no.
All right, yeah,
ignore it.
Yeah, well, no, I mean. But also, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like with charm, because I think they have charm person too.
Yeah, they do.
And like, so with all the enchantment magic, which I hate how badly they've nerfed enchantment, they've made it pretty much a worthless school of magic.
Yeah,
because
what Dave was saying by doing this is the whole part where it says, if you cast a spell on someone, they know that you did it, and regardless of whether you succeed, whether they succeeded or failed. I think all of that is just utter hogwash.
Yeah, they totally ruin. I don't even understand why they
did it so in this edition, can't rule the world as a first level wizard charming the town.
Well, but only lasts for so long.
Yeah, it's very limited.
It's not like.
But if they don't know, that's the thing. It's when they don't know.
But you're expending all of your resources to maintain that. Like whatever you're doing, like instead of adventuring, you are like manipulating a bunch of stuff. Like, and that's all you're doing. You're spending all of your time and resources doing that.
And the other thing is, now if you make your saving throw, then you absolutely know.
Yeah.
That's the route I would go. But now, if you pass the saving throw, that they just tried to mind mojo you. But if you fail the saving throw, no, you don't know.
Yeah,
That's that. Would
yeah,
be the
because
balancing factor.
I didn't even know that you were going to make that house rule, because in this edition, by Raw, I won't play an enchanter. Yeah, I there's no point. So
I make you do things, and then
you know and you're very angry about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we threw some ideas out there. These guys can be really nasty. They're the behind the scenes, totally mind F your party. Start early with them, and late.
Start early and start like, if not indifferent, benevolent to the party. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely they want to be, working with manipulation. You have them do good stuff. You have them do neutral stuff. You have them do evil stuff. You have them do even worse stuff. And before they know it, they're like, holy crap, what have I just done?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely want to introduce these guys. I think you just want to introduce them as a friendly NPC at first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then really build up the party's trust, and especially at level 1.
Well, a friendly NPC in a position of power, because that's going to fit with who they are.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. These guys, they're noble, demons. They won't stand for, I'm gonna.
They're not going to be the innkeeper.
They're not slumming it.
They're not going to be the.
They're not the innkeeper. They're not the tavern holder. They're not the urchin you see on the street who's begging for coin. Like, they're in positions of power.
Oh, they'll totally do that though, if they want to. But they won't be like, oh, this is the persona I like to wear all the time.
Yeah, that wouldn't be their ongoing masquerade.
Yeah, they do it for like a moment for more puppet mastering, but that's not their guys that they're going to hold up for a while.
Yeah,
they need to be lavished and sit in a position of wealth and power.
Maybe
it's all about the good life.
Maybe going to their favorite noble yacht club and hanging out a little bit.
So with that, you guys put your comments or stories down below of what you think about a Rakshasa or how
they've
you've
been
used how you've used it in a game. Down below, you know the deal. Like, share, subscribe.
You can check us out at nerdarchy.com.
We're on Twitter as Nerdarchy.
You can also join the conversation over on Reddit.
So until next time, stay nerdy.